So yes, attachment and secure attachment does have a very big role in our next behavior and next relationship that we make it with the other people. It doesn't matter that you are 16 years old boy or girls, or you do have 60 years old. You make the same pattern of the behavior over and over.
Right, right. So, and then how people, uh, how you can find out this if someone has a problem with boundaries, and how we can find out is exactly from attachment, secure attachment.
Well, actually, that's a very nice, question. We do have the boundaries based on the many things.
Right,
We do have the boundaries based on our developmental of neurocognition. We do have
right,
the boundaries based on the culture. We do have the based on where we are and what we are doing. So there is a different type of the boundaries, and boundaries
right,
is kind of encompass for us to say yes or no and limit us in a good way. Sometimes you are thinking about that the answer is yes or no in a topic, but sometimes there is a specific boundaries for you. I'm a psychiatrist, and I know that when I see a client, I see a patient, I have to have the specific boundaries. I have to have the a specific limitation, how to start my therapeutic relationship with my patient, how to continue my relationship, and how to end up and terminate the sessions with my client. So it's very important to have a clear aspect understanding about the boundaries, how to document, how to protect the information. This is very important. And if you are just a regular person and you're asking about the regular life, we do have the different boundaries, the social distances, how much I can close in distance to you, or how much I can ask you. So it's a kind of yes and no, and it's up to you, and based on your culture, based on your understanding, based on your maturity, you will
mm-hmm.
make it for yourself as a limitation.
Right. So, uh, as you said, it's the basic things to learn about boundaries is yes and no. Learn to say no. Uh, Lots of people, they don't know how easy it is to say no. So, and some people, they just say no. They don't know about yes. But so my question, I want to repeat my question again. Now we find out the problem is coming from secure attachment. How people can fix it, you know, in adult age, I'm talking about after 20, 25, in that time, oh, they find out, oh, that's a problem. How you can help, or therapies can help them to fix it.
We do have two entities in psychiatry, and I believe that all of the psychologists and social worker are aware about it, and we call it as a insight and judgment. Insight means that you understand what's going on, you know what's the problem, and you do have enough information and awareness about this situation. And this is the 50% of the way. When you do have the awareness that I do have anxiety, so I'm going to do something for that, or I'm going to ignore it. So yeah, 50% is awareness that I get it from surrounding people. You do have the colleague, you do have the friends, you do have the spouse, and constantly saying that this is the problem, you better to fix it. And then after a little bit you understand, okay, maybe it comes from my side, and I have to do something about it, and I have to think about it. And
Right.
then 50% of the way is the judgment, means that you should do an action for it. And the best action is that talk to a very professional mental health. There's a lot of people outside, and it's a very easy to start it, but we do have a lot of comes up and down, and we have to be very patient with the clients, with ourselves, and go with this in this path smooth, and very constantly and hopeful to get the result.
You said it's very easy, but I had my transformation, I had my changes, and I think it's like an open surgery. It's not easy, but it's worth it. That the good things is worth it. Promise. I'm talking with audience. Is worth it. Do it. It's better to fix that issue and for whole your life. You have a 20, 30, 40 years in your front. It's better to fix it and continue with the better. Yeah. Okay. So and then doctor, you mentioned, you said it's judgment. uh, I didn't get that. What do you mean? That part is
And
judgment?
there, yeah, as I already, I mentioned it, judgment means that you have the action for what is the problem. If you have, feeling that you do have the catch cold and you feel that, a little bit of the headache or myalgia or, joint pain, you're going to do something about it. You're going to, drink a little bit of the, warm drink, or maybe, get the painkiller or something that, make you a little bit smooth and calm for the couple of days, or even calling for the sick days, not going to the work. So this is the action that you are doing for the problem. And judgment means that when you understand there is something wrong with you and you want to get rid of this hassle and make it a little bit smoother and calmer for the rest of your life, so you're going to do something about it. You're going to take the classes, you're going to grab a journal or books and read what's going on. And then you sometimes think that I have to talk to the counselor, I have to see someone that does not have any previous reaction with you, no judgment at all. Yeah, I mean, no transference, no counter transference that I'm going to talk about it later on if you want it, regarding the our feeling to each other, that we call it as a transference. Your feeling comes to me is a transference, and the physician or psychiatrist feelings towards the patient is a counter transference. So we need someone that there is nothing there, very pure therapeutic relationship that we can fix ourselves and our core belief system.
So I want to be frank, I didn't get that. Still, I have a problem with this word judgment, because maybe I can use do action.
Mm-hmm.
So because awareness is one part, and then to be aware of everything and monitor yourself, and any second, any minute, with any action you do, you should monitor yourself, obviously, to catch yourself. And then when you catch it and you know the problem, you need do action. So if you want to help me again to find out what does it mean judgment in that area, because there is no judgment. I think there is no
No,
judgment
actually,
when you're going
if
when
I
you're going to
ask you that,
therapist. I'm coming to you and I'm asking for help, because I believe there is no judgment. You're not judging me. Why you use
no, 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 no,
judgment?
no. No, let me explain it a little bit.
Please,
If I
please.
ask you that, you find an envelope, stamped envelope in the, middle of the street, and then I ask you that, what you're gonna do with the envelope, the address is on it, there's stamp on it, and then you're gonna tell me that, okay, I'm gonna put it in the post office, so I'm gonna
Right.
mail it to this, a receiver, or something look like this. This is a kind of judgment. It means that you understand the situation and you will do something about it. When you are coming to the office to see a psychiatrist or mental professional help, it means that you are aware about the situation. Sometimes you are coming by yourself, by your own decision. Sometimes you are mandated by the other people, the spouse or the court or the law. There is a lot of stuff that force you or push you to go and seek the help. So
Right.
when you are coming and saying that I don't have any problem, this means that you don't have any insight. But when you are accepting that there is some kind of problem and I need to overlook it, this is the good insight that we can work it. But when I'm talking to you, saying that sir, probably you do have the obsession, and we're going to work with this type of behavior modification to decrease the level of the obsession, and you are saying that no, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to follow your order, or your recommendation, it means that you don't have that much judgment. Judgment means that be ready to do the action, to understand that I have to do the action, or it's a type of be able to do something for your problem. I don't know,
Okay.
did I explain it well or no?
Okay. I understood. Amazing. So, so I don't know how much you believe is the best medication is laughing, And every time,
It's amazing. I believe that
yeah,
this is the magic medication for everybody. Everybody
really.
needs that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. S- I have a video. It was the same program a few weeks ago, and I tried to, talk to someone, and I said, I text her, okay, smile, at least a smile, and then I said, come on, and finally I said, let's practice laughing on air, and she said, what? Said practice laughing. Just imagine you're front of mirror, and then look at yourself, and just look at your eyes, your eyebrow, your find find something to start laughing. I said no, I'm okay. I don't have anything to for laughing. So, don't be aggressive. Just try laughing. And I started by myself. I started laugh and laugh. After 30 seconds, I break the ice and she started laughing.
It's contagious. When you laugh, the other people laugh with you too.
Now look
It's
at
contagious.
yourself. Now look. So very good, very good. So and now we start talking about perfectionism. People did, like me 10 years ago, I was thinking perfectionism is a good things, right? I thought it's
Mhm.
good because I was everything should be perfect. Everything should be perfect, no mistake, nothing. So obviously, uh, boss, if I have a boss, uh, he or she is happy. But my colleague, no, customer is happy. So, uh, but I didn't know, but I heard a lot of people around me and people they work for me because everything should be perfect. And one day, I don't know, did I share this story with you or not? One
No.
day, one of the very popular and famous doctor, clinical psychologist doctor in Los Angeles, and she said, Amir, I figure out every time when you're talking about uh, your perfectionism, your talking looks like is a good things. I said, yeah, yeah, it's not. And she said, no. And we, we start making couple programs about this, things. And after, few weeks, I figured out, okay, I didn't know that.
How was your
No,
feeling at that time? And how do you feel about yourself at the time that you were perfectionist? Or maybe you
uh,
are.
because I was thinking, uh, in my whole life I learned I have to be perfect, I have to do everything perfect, and do my best. Okay, do my best is very good, but I don't know, in that time I was promoting this like oh, it's a good things, and I am a perfectionist, I want to do this, I want to be everything perfect, and I asking everybody you should do your perfect job, no mistake, there is no room for mistake, nothing like that. So obviously, people get hurt. Everybody they cannot do 100% perfect job. There is some
Mhm.
room. So uh, because I'm very open with hear something from professional people, I was open to fix myself. I said, okay, let's see what's the problem and fix it. And then after a few weeks, I figure out, okay, I learned a lot of things, and I apply for, different area in my life, in my work, everywhere. And it was better and better. But after a few years, when I back and look at the, that time, not from now, I'm talking about 5 years ago. See, when I came back and checked the 3 years ago and said, oh, wow, it's very, it was hard for other people, not me. And but it was stressful for myself too, because I try to be everything perfect, and it was very stressful. But because it's not, is 70% is not possible. So, uh, what's your advice for this type of people?
First of all, I want to get back to your, explanation about you, how you've been perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
I already explained to you that we do have two different side of the brain, right side and left side, and I already explained that the right side is there to regulate our emotion and our social life and creation. And the left side of the brain is for the judgment, for planning, for executive functioning, for calculation, for all of this stuff. And the healthy person is the one that make a balance between the right hemisphere and left hemisphere, and there should be integration between the right and left. And if you pay attention to the artist lifestyle, they create sounds, and they create arts and music, and play a lot of beautiful piece of the music. uh, it means that the right brain of the side in this group of the people is very, very active. But
Mm-hmm.
if you are talking to the executive boss in a very high level of the institute, you will see that that guy is so organized, calculating, understanding about the plan, what is the next move. It means that this guy is using the left side of the brain too much. But which one is healthy? Healthy is this integration between right and left. And when you are
Balance.
using too much on the left side, you are using a lot of energy to just use one side, and suppress or turn off the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So your brain, the normal person usually likes to use both of them. So yeah, I understand that a lot of people could be perfectionists. But my understanding and my suggestion to this group of the people is that to let it go, as the beginning song of the program says, just let it go. Sometimes you should cut your authority and your control on the every aspect of their life. Sometimes you need to be spontaneous. Just
Right.
take your bike, go for the ride, or be present in a local restaurant, and just bite a sandwich. Whatever comes as a natural and a stimulus for your right side of the brain. Do it. And when you just break the leash and cut your limitation, you feel
More calm and
you feel,
relaxed.
yeah, you feel freedom. You feel
Mm-hmm.
that oh my goodness, I was prisoned myself. I
Mm.
limit myself. I cut
Mm.
myself a lot of in different ways, and now life is better and more colorful and more beautiful and easier,
Yeah, easy.
with
Yeah.
less use of the energy.
Right. Exactly. I agree 100%. So, and then uh, just let it go. Uh, so it's okay for a start is good, but uh, how there is a different step to learn. Uh, just first of all, they should let it go. Be a perfectionism. Let it go. And how is possible?
I told you it's easy. As long as you make a decision that I
Mm-hmm.
want to change, I need something, not the way that I did it in previous steps. it comes naturally, and you need a guide, and you need a person that be with you
Mm-hmm.
and show the steps to you. And little by little, like a toddler, you're gonna learn how to step in this road. And then, believe in me, it's not that much difficult. I understand that some of the people saying that it's looked like a surgery. I had a very rough time, but it depends on your therapist. It depends on your psychiatrist. It depends on
Right.
your teamwork that working with you at that
Mm-hmm.
moment. And it depends on your resiliency, how much you are strong and how much you are adaptable to the situation. I was reading a book regarding that. We are trying to have a very strong foundation in everything. We love to have a very strong bridge, buildings, all this stuff. But I believe that 21st century guys and human being needs to be adaptable
Mm-hmm.
to every type of the situation. We have to be like a tent. Open up the tent in that situation, and then if the weather it's not good, and the rain is coming, we're gonna pack up our train and then tents and go to somewhere else. So we have to be adaptive. We have to be open to whatever comes to our life.
As you said, thank you. Uh, I'd like to just repeat some stuff. That's what you did. Thank you so much. Yes, uh, I want to share my experience. Yes, as you said, when you make a decision, I want to do it. Then, when you are aware of yourself, it's easy. Exactly, it's easy because you can catch yourself, and it's gonna be easy for anyone if they make this decision. I want to do it. I want to do it. It's very important. Yes, exactly. So, doctor, uh, I want to just announce this. You are going to start your program every Tuesday afternoon, 4 to 5 Los Angeles time, right?
I would like to have a program with you, actually. If it is possible that we can work together, that would be great. If I should do it by myself alone, I don't think that this is authenticity.
Do you know you
I
are
do
not the
it
first
by
doctor
myself.
asking me this question. I had same thing in last month with at least 5 different doctors, and all of them they once working together, and they asked me, okay, be a host of that program. I said, do you mean I should work from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day? So, but uh, I'm sure because you're a teacher, you're teaching in university, and you have lots of students, and I'm sure if I am being the show, I'm gonna interrupt you, and I'm sure you can start every day with each topic, and moving forward with each program, it's gonna be much better. What do you think?
I prefer to have you. This is my understanding that if there is two-person, maybe I'm get sometimes boring for the people. So
No,
they
you
look
are
at me
not boring
for.
because you are very knowledgeable, and you have a lot of knowledge, and so we're gonna make a decision later. You said logical part of brain in the left side, and the right side. What's the name of the for right side?
Right side, right hemisphere is a kind of
Emotion,
being for your social life, for your emotion, for
emotion.
creation.
Okay, recreation. Okay, so should be in balance. Some
Yes.
people depends their lifestyle and their path, and they used to work with their right side more than left side,
Left.
or left side more than right side. So
Mhm.
uh, this is not like this easy to make a balance, right? Okay,
Yeah,
thank.
absolutely, I agree with you.
Okay, so to make a balance, uh, and and I believe we have 8 different area in our life. All these 8 areas should be in balance, and then in that person it's on balance. Uh, do you want to apply this balance to boundaries and back to boundaries and see how we can make that balance and to make that boundaries and to learn about boundaries and you know let's go in that area, please.
So you want to make a connection between the boundaries and
uh, boundaries and how you can make a balance, because if you are in balance then you can make a boundaries if you are on balance.
yeah, regarding the balance between the life is totally is an interpretation of ourselves, towards the other stimulus that we do have. We do have the balance in the different temperature, we do have the balance in the different environment, we do have the different balance in the different situation, and we do have the different balance with the different individuals, because your supracortex is totally different from mine, and your interpretation from each event is totally different from mine. And as you know that, as many as the people we do have in this world, we do have the interpretation and understanding. And if we can learn that, our understanding, our interpretation get closer to the norm of the society, norm of the healthy people and healthy community, it would be a little bit more acceptable to have it as a good balance in our life. When you are having the balance in your diet, when you do have the balance in your exercise, when you do have the balance in your healthy relationship, when you do have the enough balance to reading a book or doing something to help you to grown up and understand a little bit more about the life and whole universe, it means that you are moving towards the road that ending it's kind of like a light, and bring up a lot of understanding and freedom for you. I always tell to my students too that when you learn something, you will apply it to your life. It's not just learning, hearing, and get it. Oh, okay, I get that point. But when you understand that, wow, this is a key, this is the clue, you will apply it to your life and others' life, and you make it easier for yourself and other people around you or surrounding you.
Okay, how we can deal with the people that are around us, parents, part of family, and they have this issue. They have a uh, boundaries issue, borderline personality disorder. Okay.
All right. Okay. So when we are talking about the personality disorder, personality means what? Pervasive pattern of belief, thinking, and behavior. We do have a triangle.
Correct.
We call it as a feeling, thinking, and behavior. And when it is pervasive all the time, the same inflexibility, we call it as a personality disorder. That we it could be classified in a different aspect. But yeah, there is a different type of the people that that they have a different issue, but they are not aware about their problem. They are pointing to you and saying that this is your problem, not mine. And this is the whole aspect about the personality disorder that we call it as a ego dystonic or ego syntonic. Ego syntonic means that you are okay with that, you don't have any problem with that, such as the personality disorders. But when you do have the OCD and you do have the obsession, you will understand that life is difficult for you, so you are aware that you have to do it, think, to do something about it. This is ego syntonic, means that ego dystonic means that you should do something about it. But yeah, when you are dealing with a person with a personality disorder, first of all, you have to put the limit. You have to define yourself and define your privilege and your options, and tell them, this is my border, this is my limit. I like that, and I like you to respect. But if you cannot, to think about it in other way.
Okay. But they don't accept it. They said
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
right.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
So
when you're saying something to the people, it's not easy for them to accept it, because everybody has an ego, everybody has authority, everybody wants to have to be in charge and control. And sometimes when you are saying no to the people, they angry, they are not acceptable, or they thought that you are rejecting them. So that's a different type of definition from our behavior. But we have to explain to them, we have to tell them that this is my space, this is my limit, this is my privacy, this is my preference, and I like you to respect it. And you should do it one by one. When we do have the 3 or 4 type of the problem with your partner or your spouse or your work area, you shouldn't you are not capable to start at 4 of them at the same time. One by one, one step,
that's a good
and
key.
then get the
Yeah,
result.
yeah.
Pardon me.
I said this is a good key to go one by one. Yes, exactly. So in the last minute, your audio was a little break. But we are dealing with this problem in last month with internet. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm sure see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific time, Los Angeles time, every Tuesday at 4 with Dr. Mitra Khorramshadi. This time I pronounced correctly or no? Yes.
Yes, you did it. But
Thank
you gotta promise me, you gotta be with me.
Thank God, thank God. And I'm not promising you because I'm sure I'm gonna just interrupt you with my questions. But if you need me to be there, definitely I'm here for you, because we want to do something together for people, beneficial and helpful, and we do our best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and have a good night.
You
Thanks
too.
for
Have a
having
good
me.
night. Bye bye. Good
Bye
night.
bye.